From Michael B. Jordan joining the apocalyptic world of I Am Legend, to all the fan theories about him being the sequel's hero, here are all the details you need to know about the upcoming movie, starting with the most anticipated new cast who'll be a part of the sequel. Now, in the first movie, we were pretty much left alone with Will Smith in the post-zombie attack New York. Not that we didn't enjoy watching the bad guys around, but you get my point.
Downstairs, go!
But this time, while we don't have a full cast yet, we do have one solid contender joining the post-apocalyptic world. And, you guessed it right, it's Michael B. Jordan. Now, let me just say, Jordan fits right into this world because, look, the man's got charisma. He's a superb fighter, so that's gotta come in handy when he's faced off against the zombies. Unless he is a zombie himself, which is a different story. Plus, his being in the film means that there's definitely a plan brewing in Akiva Goldsman's mind, and that we won't have to pine for a single main character to make it before the Darkseers take over. How am I so sure? Because, well, it's simple. MBJ is not supporting cast material. He's the main man who'll grab attention whatever he stars in, so I don't see him taking the back seat in the movie. If anything, he'll make Will Smith fade into the background because who can take their eyes off of that? But wait, speaking of Will Smith, y'all do remember him dying in the first film, right? I almost had to go back and rewatch the entire thing to make sure, so how is he going to make a comeback, that too a convincing one, so it doesn't make the film look choppy and forced? Well, here's what I know about Will Smith's casting in the sequel, and it's the fact that there was no way they'd make I Am Legend 2 without this dude. Like, I know I just said no one will be able to take their eyes off MBJ once he appears on screen, but guys, there's no denying that Smith is the main man of the entire show. He's the heart and soul of the story, and there's no way the movie can be made without him. Plus, he's also one of the executive producers of the film and has already been listed as a co-star. That means there's no way he's stepping down from his role. So, what's the deal here, and how do they plan on bringing him back? With an alternative ending that will change everything you knew about the film. Now, if you're as crazy about the first movie as some other fans, or me, you'd know that it's based on a book by Richard Matheson. And if you have, while going down the I Am Legend rabbit hole like some fans, or me, have read the book, you'd know that it had a totally different ending to what the movie showed us. You see, in the book, Dr. Neville isn't murdered by the undead, or the vampires, actually, as per the book. Instead, he kills himself after he's captured, and realizes that he's hated by their society as much as he hated them, and that by torturing and killing their people, he's become a monster to them, as much as they were a monster to him. The legend part in the title occurs here when he realizes that he's now nothing but a legend to the vampires, representing the human species who once were their enemies. Now, of course, I know he dies in both endings instead of surviving, which is the key here. But that's when Akiva Goldsman's plot comes into play. Not that I have any confirmed news, but all I know is that he's definitely going to go for a different end to the previous movie, and not follow the events as they occurred. According to fans, this could mean that there are two ways the next movie will pan out. First, Neville survives and joins Anne and Ethan to escape New York, to go find the cure to the zombie disease. Or, second, he dies, but is kept alive either by his research or his memories, which he'd recorded when living in the city. Now, I have to say, I definitely like the first idea better, and it kind of fits in with the creator's vision too, who wants this film to show us a world where nature has taken over after man became almost extinct. Plus, Goldsman has also mentioned that this movie will follow a time jump of a good few decades, which means we'll see a civilization where the Darkseers have become more advanced. But there are also colonies of humans still trying to create, or spread, the cure among each other. In fact, I can almost imagine Smith and Jordan fighting their way through nature to save as many people as possible. I have to say, it does sound like a great pairing. But not all fans think that, obviously. In fact, there's a lot of fan-based criticism about the new film's production, with some people saying that this movie really didn't have to be made and is totally unnecessary, especially considering that the first one did just fine, even if it wasn't too close to the book's story. Others are calling it a money-making scheme, saying that this is just a way to cash in on a film that has long been wrapped and in a good way. Now, I get that people are expecting the curse of the sequel to strike, which may just be possible, but then again, we've just seen two major sequels make a big bang at the box office: Top Gun: Maverick and Avatar: Way of Water. So who's to say I Am Legend 2 won't perform the same way either? I mean, you've got Smith on one side, Jordan on the other, and if rumors are to be believed, even Keanu Reeves may make an appearance in the movie. Yup. Now, that'd be pretty sick. According to Giant Freakin' Robot, who is usually never wrong about these things, Baba Yaga has been cast to star as the main antagonist of the film, which just adds to the buzz of the whole thing if you ask me. Just imagine Reeves, Smith, and Jordan sharing screen space all at the same time, with Keanu as a zombie maybe? That's just a recipe for box office success. But fans are worried about that too, saying that there's very much a possibility that the story will be so bad, or maybe just passable, that they're just adding trending actors to the cast at this point to turn it into a massive success. Now, I won't deny that they do have some merit there. But hey, Top Gun, Avatar, they had a star-studded cast too. That didn't stop their stories from making the headlines, did it? So I'd say, let's give this film some credit and wait till it's released at least a trailer to form opinions. Plus, guys, let's not forget that I Am Legend 2 is inspired by The Last of Us, which has already proven to be a success all over the world. You know how I said Akiva Goldsman was all about showing nature taking over without man's interference? That's a reference to this super successful show, which also follows a post-apocalyptic world where the cure may or may not be in sight. Guess it's the era of the zombies now, isn't it? But anyway, my point is, because of the quality of the show it's being inspired by, and the kind of fan knowledge now available for I Am Legend's source material, there's a very high chance we'll see a legitimately amazing movie with a totally plausible story. Plus, let's not forget the alternate ending. As a matter of fact, this has even given way to a lot of fan theories, one of which is pretty close to the book, stating that because Smith's character's alive in the sequel, it's possible that the movie will start with the final events from the book, where Dr. Neville's taken in as prisoner by the Darkseers. Considering that we never saw his body at the end of the first movie, this could very much happen. It'll also give us a chance to see how the book's version of the events could play out, and create a way to introduce Jordan's character too. As one of the last humans to survive, MBJ could save Smith's character, and plan a siege of sorts to get him out of the zombie prison. After that, he could take him to a far-off human colony that's managed to keep itself hidden, where Dr. Neville could recuperate, and help the rest of his species to find the cure that'll bring their civilization back. But hey, don't forget that the movie's going to follow a major time jump. So how exactly this theory will play out is something we'll just have to wait and watch. All in all though, I think this is a pretty solid project in the making, despite what fans believe. And I just can't wait for more news and the trailer to drop. But I guess we'll have to wait a bit for that. So, from fan theories about how the movie will begin to Michael B. Jordan becoming a part of a post-apocalyptic world, they were all the new details you needed to know about I Am Legend 2.